isolation play. I think Caruso, that's a ward off right now. A ward off is when you use your free arm to push the defender away. Burlington retain possession outside the box in their own end. They have 10 seconds to push the ball over the end line. Burlington's clearing the ball. Todd Trugy on the ground, let's pass to him. They're going to have a face-off right outside the ball. I think they couldn't decide whose possession it was. Looks like number 55, Chris Veronis, will take that face-off again. Also outside the midfield. We still haven't seen Burlington's young attack into action yet. The young attack being John Hines, Mark Harrison, and Joe McNeil. Joe McNeil, the only returning varsity player out of the attackmen. Burlington, again, has a very young team. They should be very well all set in the near future. Loose ball on the ground. Nice hit by Mark Giannoni. Got the end. To get a loose ball push, play-on situation. Right now the midfield is out for Burlington. Number 7, Michael Skelton, number 55, Chris Veronis, and number 33, Mark Giannoni. Mark Giannoni is what is known as a long stick midfielder. He plays midfielder, but only on the defensive end of the zone. When the ball goes into Burlington's possession of the offensive end, he'll come off, and they'll put on an offensive midi. This is Pat Barry covering the Austin attackman behind the net. Doing a good job keeping his feet. There's a shot wide. See, there's another push from behind by Scott Emlack. So Austin will retain possession again. Burlington right now is playing very good defense. They haven't been able to steal the ball from Austin. They haven't given any good scoring opportunities. So Michael Skelton playing defense at the top of the box against number 24. He's respecting his ability. It looks like 24 is one of their main scorers because there's another shot. Ball's down on the ground. Austin retains possession again. There's another shot. Nice save by Joe Costantino. We had another loose ball push from Burlington. Austin will retain possession. Burlington, being a young team, seems to be pushing a lot throughout the season. I think they'll learn more as this team gets older, to hold on to the ball, and there's no really need to push from behind. Ball starts off the top left part of the box. Pat Barry, senior crease defenseman, is playing the man. Pump push. Another shot. Awesome. Chris Veronis retains possession. Nice save by Joe Costantino. He has 2 nice saves already early in his first quarter. Chris Veronis is pushing up the midfield now. It looks like we might have a fast break situation. There's a pass over to the sophomore attackman, Mark Harrison. Over to Joe McNeil. Intercepted pass. Ball's down on the ground. Austin retains possession. They have 10 seconds now to clear the ball over the midfield line. Ball's out of bounds. There was a failure to advance. Austin didn't bring the ball over the midfield line within the 10 seconds. Freshman midfielder Stevie Bain is coming on field. Todd Trugy has the ball right now. He works at John Hines. John Hines is bringing the ball around the net. Kevin Bebo for the first year, Coach Kevin Bebo, put in the motion offense, constant motion offense. It's something Burlington didn't have in the past. I think he implemented this offense to keep every player on the field into the offensive game and moving around. Harrison got his man outside the net. He's working him. Moving the ball now. He dumps off to number 7, Michael Skelton. Michael Skelton is bringing the ball in the box. Runs a sweep over to the left. There's a little spin move. Looks like a shot situation. Shot from Michael Skelton. Shot wide. John Hines is the closest man to the ball at the end of the shot when the ball went out of bounds. So Burlington retained possession. Coach Beeble calls out a Virginia play. There's a pick coming off the crease, nothing there. John Hines will work his man behind the net. Double team situation coming on. He's working the ball. Oh, he has a position. Shot from Mark Harrison, shot wide. Todd Trugy, number 22, junior midfielder, was close to the man. The shot. This is a line change for Burlington. When the ball goes out on the sidelines, there's a horn allowed to be called. On the horn situation, you can come off without any amount of time. Otherwise, in lacrosse, you can switch, as in hockey, on the fly. Burlington retained possession, left outside the goalie. Calling out an Army play right now. John Hines working his man. Has his man beat. Takes the ball to the net. There's a slide. Shot wide. It was a nice check by senior midfielder Craig Flanders. I think it's the first time he's been on the field. Craig Flanders is one of the leading scorers on the Burlington Red Devils. Chris Madden has the ball now, scoops the ball up. He did it. Ball's out of bounds. Loose ball situation. Burlington had 10 seconds to bring the ball inside the box. They failed to do so, so it's called the failure advance call. As you can see, the midfielders are changing up on the fly through the box. We had to delay a game by Austin Prep. They didn't pick up the ball. So Burlington will get possession back. Senior midfielder Chris Madden will pick up the ball. That's Joe Costanza coming on the field. Now it goes to John Hines. John Hines will run his man. I tell you, Kevin Beebe was pleased this year with the seniors. They really stuck through a hard season, and he has all the praise in the world for them. Sometimes it's hard during the spring season for seniors when they have a lot of other activities to do, to go to practice every day in and out, to work hard. Off Austin, nice hit by Pat Barry. Burlington will retain possession. We have a horn as a line change. Coming on the field, midfielders sophomore Bryant Segul, senior Chris Aronis, and junior Todd Trugy. Scott Emlak will have the ball on the sideline. Brings the ball back to Tommy Del Solia. Tommy Del Solia. Burlington is working to clear. They have 10 seconds to bring over there. It was a clear. Nice catch by Mark Harrison. They got the ball over in the 10 seconds. Now they'll have 10 seconds to bring it in the box. Mark Harrison worked his man, brought the ball in the box. Looks like we have a pretty even game. Both teams are playing a fairly clean game, not very sloppy. The ball staying in the air a lot, which is good to see in lacrosse. Mark Harrison's worked his man on the left side of the box. Working, there's a nice check by the Austin defender. There's a push from behind. There's a flag down. The penalty coming up on Burlington. Penalty on number 37, Brian Segul. It's a 1 minute cross check. Austin Prep will be in the man up situation. I tell you, a big part of the lacrosse game is the man up and man down situations. The team seems to stay out of the box more. The penalty box is the team that's usually doing better during the game. You'll see a lot of goals on the power play situation, power play being man up. Burlington will play a 2-3 zone. Austin seems to be in a 2-2-2 lineup. They'll move the ball around. Burlington right now will keep the sticks up, trying not to get letting passes get in near the crease. Austin will probably work the ball around. It's pass to number 23. It's an out-of-bounds pass. Out of bounds. Now, if Burlington can get the ball down in the box in their offensive end, the penalty will be released, or a goal. Either way. Similar to hockey, a penalty can be released off a goal, but also a penalty can be released when Burlington retains possession inside their box. Again, they're man down right now. The senior Scott Emlak to goalie junior Scott Emlak to goalie Joe Cosentino. There's a failure pass, and Austin will retain possession on the man-up situation. Sideline horn. Mark Giannoni coming in for Chris Madden right now. Jeff Caruso with the ball on the left side of the box. Work around. That's there's another shot wide. Austin retained possession a little closer to the end line on the shot. Ball from behind. 0-0. It seems to be a defensive struggle as of the beginning of the first quarter. Lacrosse is a high-scoring game. Usually games will be in each team will score 9 to 11 goal range, it seems. There's a ball down. There's a nice slide by Tommy Del Solia. Pick up the ball and we'll probably go back into the defensive situation. Roman's playing a good man up, man down right now. The shot wide. Austin seems to be out shooting Burlington right now. Another horn situation. Austin will change up the midfielders. Senior midfielder Craig Flanders will be coming on for junior Michael Skelton. Burlington only has one 4-year lacrosse player within the whole system, that's senior midfielder Chris Madden. So it shows a lot about the inexperience of this Red Devil team. All even. The penalty was released the minute it expired. They're in an all even situation. There's a quick stick attempt by the Austin defender. Joe Cosentino picks up the ball and have 10 seconds now to clear the ball. He just goes for a long pass, kind of similar to hockey, nicing. There's interference in the crease by Austin play, so Burlington will get a free clear. Senior midfielder Craig Flanders will be picking up the ball and bringing it to the offensive end. Burlington's other wins this year have been against Salem, Masconomet, and Waltham. Sophomore attackman Mark Harrison, first-year varsity player. Coach Beeble says he's very pleased with the attackmen, the work they've been this year. Very young team, very young attackmen. And he's very pleased with the performance. We had an interference call on the white on Burlington, so Austin will retain possession. With the whistle. Chris Madden with a nice ground ball. He's bringing the ball back into the box. It looks like we have a fast break situation here. Ball to John Hines. It was a nice play by number 42 for Austin Prep. Ball on the ground. Seal comes up with possession. It's right by the sideline. They have a play on call. Austin now just attempts to clear to number 23. Mark Donley picking up that man. I tell you, I'm very pleased with the attackmen's ride. They're working very hard. Errant pass by Austin Prep. Burlington will get possession. The only time a person of the same team can retain possession after the ball went out of bounds is only on a shot, not on a pass. On a pass, the other team will retain possession. The senior coach, that's JV coach Steve Leahy, right there on the sideline. He's had a hard time. He's dealing this year with a lot of freshmen this year in the JV program. He says they're coming along very nicely, though. This is junior defenseman Scott Emlack with the ball. Try to take his ball. He's pushed out of bounds. Boston will get possession. Coming on the field is senior defensive midi Mark Giannoni on for Todd Trugy. No score here in the first quarter. I tell you, the last game, Austin versus Burlington, wasn't very indicative of the way Burlington and Austin talent-wise. Austin won that game 7-3, but they already had 4 games on the field. With a snowy season, Burlington didn't have a lot of time practicing or playing. Over the shoulder shot by Jeff Cruz was saved by Joe Cosentino. He goes out to senior defenseman Pat Barry. Ball's down on the ground. Brian Segul with the ball. Nice scoop by Chris Aronis. Ball was checked out. We now have Bobby Segul on for the attack unit for Burlington, replacing Mark Harrison. Nice check by Joe McNeil. Ball's down on the ground. Austin's time is running out soon. They get the ball over within the 10-second period. This is a nice hit by Brian Segul for Burlington. Picked up the ball and checked it. Very nice play. Dishes the ball off to Scotty Emlack. Ball's down on the ground.
You go, Wally.
Pat Barry clears the ball out nicely. Hey, very clean game being played so far. Only 1 penalty for Burlington and no penalties for Austin yet to this point in the game. Nice checking by Mark Giannoni. Austin with a shot. Goal by number 11, Jeff Caruso. Against Burlington last time he had 3 goals. 1-0. It was a nice feed. A broken down play from Burlington. So Burlington, Austin picked up the first goal of the game. It was number 11, Jeff Caruso. Taking the face off of Burlington will be number 7, Michael Skelton, also on the midfield unit.
Goal by number 11.
Sophomore, number 50,
Caruso.
Greg Beers, and freshman number 4, Stevie Banian.
And that makes the score Austin 1, Burlington 0.
They had a delay game by both teams, so they'll start the face-off again. Teams taking the face-off will be number 7, Greg Skelton. Greg Skelton's done a fine job this year on face-off. We'll see if he comes up possession right now. Come up possession, Stevie Banian. Burlington gets possession. Come off will be Greg Beers. Greg Beers functions similar to that of Mark Giannoni. He plays defensive midi. Will only play on the defensive end of the field, but he is a midfielder. Nice push by Michael Skelton. Burlington will retain possession. The line change coming on is number 10, Joe Costanza, junior midfielder. Michael Skelton will get the ball at the top right part of the box. Austin seems to be playing Burlington out very far. It seems that they're not respecting Burlington's stick skill ability, or the coach just wants them to play a very aggressive defense. Some teams choose to play a slower kind of defense, keep the game slow. Austin seems to be playing out very tough on Burlington defender. There's John Hines running the defenseman. Has a step on him. Had a tough angle for a shot. It was checked by number 42. Ooh, almost golden opportunity for Burlington. And Austin successfully clears the ball. Bringing the ball down, here's the shot. Oh, hit the post. Burlington came up with a little luck there. Burlington's calling a blue defense. I believe that's a zone defense from Coach Bevo. Shot from the top of the box, far right. A zone defense is being called right now for Burlington. Ball top right part of the box. Comes another shot. Nice save by Joe Cosentino. Joe Cosentino's kept Burlington in a lot of good games, close games this year. Being a sophomore, just thrown into the varsity competitions, is very difficult. Another shot from number 10 seems like that spot. Another big save by Joe Cosentino. Checked by Austin defenseman. Nice hit by Mark Giannoni. Good play by Mark Giannoni. Pushed the Austin man, went off his leg, and Burlington retained possession. Chris Ronos will take him well on the sideline. Tell you, Coach Bevo has done a lot with the lacrosse program this year. Yeah, implemented a 7th and 8th grade program, trying to get kids of the Burlington lacrosse to try to develop their stick skills a little earlier during the year. I mean, at a little younger age. This will enable them to be. Looks like there's not much time in the quarter right now. This will enable the kids to have better stick skills. That way they can come along and play with competition with some of the state powerhouses. A nice check by Bobby Segul, falls down, and that's the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, Austin Prep leads Burlington 1-0. Lacrosse is played up. High school lacrosse is made up of 12-minute quarters. 4 12-minute quarters. Now, Burlington Fair seemed pretty high. They played a very good first quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. With the score, Austin 1, Burlington 0.
This time I'd like to thank our cameraman, Greg Ganley. Doing a fine job. Yeah, would you? Since my other co-host, Greg Van Allen, was able to show up, I've had a rather difficult job, so Greg Ganley give me a little assistance here doing some color play-by-play.
Yeah, I'm not really a real aficionado of this game, Ted, but I sure can help out in seeing what's going on.
That's no problem, Greg. Thank you for it. At the end of each quarter in lacrosse,
that's what's a little different, though, Ted. Whereas in hockey you have 3 periods, and this is more of a football.
Yeah, true. There's 4 quarters.
Yeah.
At the end of each quarter in lacrosse, the referee will check one person's stick on each team. He'll check the stick for height and the width of the head. He'll also check for the depth of the pocket. If the stick is illegal, the team with a penalty will receive 3 minutes in the box locked in. Locked in means the penalty is unreleasable, even after a goal.
Does that happen that often, Ted?
It doesn't happen too often. The referees will tend to do it. I know Coach Bevo makes every player on the Burlington team get the sticks checked before the referee at the beginning of every game. This is Jeff Caruso with the ball at the top of the box, playing tough defense by Chris Madden. Nice save by Joe Cosentino.
Is that what goes on before the game when they all line up and look at each other? Or is that more of a handshake?
That's more of a handshake. The referee also at the beginning of the game will say that there's 5 yards allotted between each person when a person stops out with the ball.
I got it.
Austin now has the ball back right side of the cage. Senior defenseman Pat Barry will be covering. Here's the ball at the top right part of the box. Looks like he's working an isolation play. Isolation is very similar to basketball. I'm sure you all know of them. It's when the whole team will clear out, so one person can work his man against him one-on-one. The offensive team will usually try to get their best man and run a lot of isolation plays. Chris Madden plays some defense, some top defense is a good defense play. There's a shot blocked by Mark Turner. Another shot. It looks like it hit the post again, Joe Cosentino.
Well, it also looked like it came off his left heel. I mean, his left shin. Looked like he had a little bit of luck in there. But hey, anything to keep the ball out of the hole.
Joe Cosentino's playing a fine game as of right now. He's let up that one goal, but for the amount of shots, I think he's playing very well.
Absolutely.
Scotty Emlack working defenseman, nice push. The call for it looks like a cross-check or a push.
Yeah, it looks as though he hit him right off the helmet.
The flag going down is similar to hockey as like a delayed whistle. Austin could have kept the ball as long as they did not bring it outside of the box or have the ball hit the ground. Similar to hockey, once the other team touches the ball, then the whistle is blown.
Did you catch the penalty there, Ted?
Yes, it was 36. It was Scotty Emlack. I believe it was either a cross-check or a push. It could have been either. The referee could have called it. Was a push from behind, but he did cross-check him also.
Now, does that constitute having a man down?
Yes, it's a man-down situation for Burlington. Austin Prep will be on the man up. We'll work the ball around the net. Coaches usually like to work the ball around a couple times. Try to play out the defense to try to get him, since there's only 5 guys, make him move around, get him out of position.
Similar to a power play in hockey.
Exactly. Ooh, there's a nice shot at the top of the box by 98. Joe Cosentino had a tough shot on that. 2-0 Austin Prep.
Looks as though that was a ground ball.
Yes, it was. In lacrosse, bounce shots are very difficult for the goalie to save.
Because the ground being bumpy and what have you?
Yeah, the balls take very funny bounces. Boston Field is very nice grass. The field looks really good. That was goal by number 98, Sullivan, from Austin Prep. Boston Field's in very good condition right now.
Austin goal by number 98, Sullivan. That makes the score
across the grass.
Austin 2, Burlington 0.
Taking the face right now for Burlington will be number 37, Brian Segul. Might have a failure advance call coming up here soon. Burlington comes up with possession. Tommy Del Soli has the ball on the move. To Bobby Segul, a nice play by the attackman helping out.
That was an excellent pass to get it over the midline.
There's a first penalty for Austin Prep. Burlington will be on the man-up situation. It was a holding call on Austin Prep. Number 42. That's a 30-second technical foul. Burlington will be on the power play or the man-up situation for 30 seconds. Burlington's been highly successful on this man-up play. I believe it's called the UMass. College plays are tended to be named after colleges.
Lacrosse plays.
College, yeah. Noted lacrosse colleges.
Particularly UMass is one of a highly noted school.
Probably one of the best lacrosse colleges in the area, if not the best. It was an errant pass by Chris Madden.
Yeah, although it looked like the receiver of that slipped a little.
Yes. Could
be to the slickness of the grass due to the wet spring that we had here at Varsity Field. Although it looks to hold water pretty good. I mean, drain off water pretty good.
It would be big if Burlington could come up with possession right here. Chris Madden retained possession. He brings the ball out nicely. Settles it up. There's the ball to Bobby Segul behind the net. Looks like Burlington's in a 1-4-1 situation. Low pass is knocked down. Austin's penalty is released. It was a nice ground ball by Craig Flanders right there.
That was a ground ball pass?
Yes, it was. Something you don't see too often.
Pretty rare, seems to me.
I think Burlington got a failure to advance. Again, they didn't bring the ball inside of the box within 10 seconds.
Seems to me that turnovers would be a very key stat in this game. The lower they are, the better you are.
Like in any sport, football, basketball, hockey,
Absolutely.
or any sport, the team that has the ball longer usually seems the team that's in a better situation.
Excellent defensive move. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. I think it was Mark Giannoni.
That's referred to as a stick whack.
It's a nice scoop by Todd Trugy. He passed the ball over to Pat Barry. It was a nice play by Todd Trugy, the junior midfielder, to Michael Skelton. Michael Skelton's bringing the ball hard to the net, dumps the ball off to John Hines. John Hines has a shot.
Right into the bread basket.
Right into the bread basket. Again, Austin seems to know the key to be shooting on the ground today. Hopefully Burlington will follow that pattern. The ball was caught in the mesh of the side of the net, so Austin will take possession outside of the box. Is John Hines working the defenseman? So Joe McNeil started and pick him up. The attackman Burlington always has to have three people on the offensive end. Ooh, it's a nice pass and fast break situation. That's a goal by number 5. Not much goalie Joe Cosentino could have done on that. Again, Austin shot the ball on the ground. Seems to me they know the key early in this game.
Yeah, it seems he came right in the left side there and dished it off and gave it a quick one bouncer into the crease, and then subsequently it went into the net. Great shot.
Nice fast break situation by Austin.
Absolutely.
That was number 5 for Austin, Wallace. That's his first goal of the game. Well, Burlington's working the ball good on offense.
Goal by number 5, Wallace. That makes the score Austin 3, Burlington 0.
Austin comes up with possession.
Shoot it!
That's sophomore.
Nil!
That was a nice play by sophomore Mark Strati. Ooh, John Hines has the ball now in a fast break situation, brings the ball down. Oh, a nice play by the Austin defenseman. Austin defenseman is playing a really good game as of right now. Michael Skelton picks up the ball in possession. Looks like the grass is a little slippery, huh, Greg?
Yeah, perhaps they ought to go to the longer cleat.
I think maybe Coach Bevo should take a note of that.
I know when the football players are out there, they generally run a half-inch cleat, but when the field is a little softer than usual, they step up to the 3/4-inch cleat.
Okay, Austin brings the ball down now to the offensive end. Working the ball around. Sophomore Marcus Strati playing tough defense on him. Freshman Stephen Yavania. Stephen Yavania is the only freshman on the Burlington High School varsity team, and one of the only freshmen I can remember in a long time that's playing varsity lacrosse. It's a credit to him. Playing very tough defense right now. A nice spin move by the Austin defenseman, and the shot. Did that go off the goalie?
I believe it did. It went off his left thigh.
I think it was a nice play again by Joe Cosentino.
Absolutely.
Austin will retain possession since they were closest to the end line off of the shot. Austin have the ball top left side of the box. Yes, I'm here. There's the ball down on the ground. Burlington seems to be playing off for Austin. Nice ground ball by Mark Strati.
Absolutely.
Outstanding outside hand. Coach B was a big fan of trying to get the Burlington players to use both hands. It's something across. Bobby Segula is a fast break situation now. Goes into the net one-on-one. Shot the ball wide. Golden opportunity for Burlington.
He attempted to dribble that one in on the ground and didn't come up with it.
He had a tough angle on the shot being outside. If he maybe had the chance to bring it to his left hand, it might have been a better shot. Burlington calls timeout. Coach Beaver calls timeout. As you'll note in lacrosse, there are different stick lengths. The defensive man usually has a longer stick, so you can keep the man away from him more, longer room to stick check. The offensive man wants a shorter stick, so he can keep it closer to his body and doesn't have as much room to check.
And he'll also have better movement. You know, smaller the stick, the quicker that thing will move.
Exactly. And you can have a higher velocity on the shot also. Looks like Coach Bevo maybe just wanted to give the guys a breather right now. It's 3-0.
Coming up in halftime.
First timeout. Each team's allotted 2 timeouts to each half. Looks like Coach Bevo isn't really yelling. I think he's pleased with his players' performance. I think they played a very strong first half. They just really haven't put the ball in the net. They played tough defense, and they've moved the ball around nicely on offense.
Absolutely. That would be Coach Bevo's best strategy would be to try to focus on the offense now while maintaining his defensive level that he has.
I think this Burlington team, being very young, doesn't have a lot of the experience to really know how to take it to the net. A lot of these kids have excellent stick skills, abilities, and a good nose for the game. They just have to get a little more confidence in their abilities. Burlington midfielders right now will be number 2 senior midfielder Craig Flanders, number 5 Chris Madden, and number 10 Joe Costanza. He's a junior. For the attackman will be number 34 Bob Segul, number 46 Joe McNeil, and number 49 John Hines. Coach Bevo has 4 attackmen that he's been using regularly, which is nice. We'll give the attackman a breather, and you can rotate him in and out nicely.
And that's a key thing to have, because if you notice in lacrosse, you're really running around a lot.
Yes, you are.
And so anything to help the cardiovascular system.
Bobby Segul's working his man outside the box is nice defense. We'll work the ball out to number 2 senior midfielder Craig Flanders. Playing out him. He has a step on his man. Looks like a shot coming up. Well, nice save by the Austin goalie. Looked like he lost it for a second there, huh, Greg?
Absolutely. He looked like there was a wall of green men when he zung it in there, but apparently they came up with it.
The ball down. Craig Flanders will get possession. To settle the ball up. Coach B was yelling settle right now.
That means slow it up, right?
That means slow it up, exactly. Instead of rushing a shot and losing possession, he wants to work the ball, run their plays, and get into their offense.
And do you think he'll go with that movement offense that he was using earlier?
Yes, I think he'll stay with it. I think he'll stay with the whole game, unless towards the end of the game instead of get desperate. Nice play by Craig Flanders, checking his man out of bounds. Burlington will get possession. The line change coming up now. Second midfield line, Chris Alonis, Todd Trugy, and Brian Segul.
That was actually a great move, because that gave Burlington an opportunity to get some fresh men in there.
As in football, the sideline, the defensive person is often their friend. You can use them to push the man out of bounds and cut off an angle. Chris Alonis taking his man to the net. Switching hands nicely. Shot coming up. Ooh, oh, nice rocket shot. Nice save by the Austin goalie.
That was an excellent shot and a great save. I'm surprised he came up there with all those people out front.
I think Burlington will be in the crease. Austin will get possession. Underhand shot. That's something, if masked, it is a very difficult shot to save. It's a different angle. The goalies used to seeing shots come from up top.
Yeah.
This shot coming from down below. Nice check by Brian Segul. Nice hit by Mark Strati. Mike Strati. Coach Beaver calling up for his own defense right now. Ooh, fast break situation. Flag down and a goal. Goal for number 66. That's an attackman for Austin. That's number 66, Nelson.
Now, will that flag at all affect the goal, you think?
Yes. The penalty will still remain in effect. Difference between lacrosse and, say, a sport such as hockey, the goal will still stand and the penalty will still stand. So Burlington will be man down. It's a big face-off. If they retain possession, they can bring it into the box. The goal was by number 66, Nelson. That's the 4th goal of the game. It's 4-0 Austin.
Austin goal by number 66, Nelson. Austin goal, Nelson. That makes the score, Austin 4, Burlington 0.
A 4-goal lead is really not that big of a lead in lacrosse. I mean, goals can come in within like 10 seconds of each other. Austin, no possession call yet. It's a nice ground ball by Chris Aronis. Tommy Del Soyo picks up possession. A nice pass to Mark Harrison. Keeps the ball in front of him. It was a good play. Mark Giannone. Nice scoop by Mark Harrison. Chris Aronis, if he successfully brings it into the box, the penalty would be released.
Very effective use of the body by that Austin Press defenseman.
Burlington got possession inside of that red box, so the penalty is released now. They're all even situation.
That's tough to see, at least for our TV viewers, especially with the shot put lines on the field.
Oh, penalty coming up here in Austin. We have a technical foul with the hold. I'm not sure on what number it is. So Burlington, we're going to go into the man-up situation. This play right now that Burlington's run into was first started off, I think, under Mr. Anderson 5 years ago. Coach Mahoney's carried this play out. It's a very highly successful man-up play. We'll see if Burlington goes into it right now. Craig Flanders, number 2, will probably take the shot on it. He has a lot of goals on this shot right here. John Hines working to Chris Madden. Chris Madden up, holding the ball. To Craig Flanders, shot coming up. Shot wide. Oh, nice save by the Austin goalie. Good shot by Craig.
That was a good bid, just went a little bit to the left.
Again, Chris Madden with the ball. We'll work the ball down low, working around. Switching hands nicely, over to John Hines behind the net. Craig Flanders coming through the net hard. Again, movement is essential in lacrosse. Shot to number 5, Chris Madden. We tripped. We're going to call that. Oh, we have a 1 minute. Burlington will be 2 men up now. It's a 1 minute tripping call. It'll be 6 against 4 right now.
Yeah, similar analogy to movement as in sharks. If you they don't keep moving, you got a dead shark. Same thing with the offense. You got a stationary offense, you got a dead offense.
Oh, true that is, Greg. All right, Burlington, oh, it looks like they're only 1 minute up. That other penalty was released. 6-on-5 situation again. Burlington hasn't capitalized. This is their 3rd penalty situation they've been on. Craig Flanders, back to Chris Aronis. Chris Aronis with a shot. Shot wide. Burlington, the closest to the end line after the shot, will keep possession.
Looked like that one was a little bit wide to the left. Sounded like it hit the post, but apparently that was the goalie's stick.
Checking the pipe to see where he is. Good range for Chris Aronis. He had a good shot, just a little wide. It's a shot Coach Beaver wants them to take. Chris Madden over to Craig Flanders at the top of the box. Craig Flanders to shot. Shot wide again. Burlington will retain possession. Not a bad shot.
Not a bad shot at all. Seems though Burlington has been able to maintain the ball down in the Austin zone.
Important factor, if you are going to shoot, make sure you have someone behind the net or willing to chase the ball in order to keep possession.
That's true. That's a good point. But as probability has it is, the more and more times they're going to shoot on net, they're going to get one in.
The long pass to Craig Flanders. Shot wide again. Nice pass by John Hines. A heads-up play. He skipped the pass. Instead of passing 1-to-1-to-1, he went over and skipped the pass.
Oh, that was an excellent heads-up play. That's the type of stuff you want to see your players do a little more often if they can, to try to...
It's a risky pass, but when performed properly, it's highly successful. Shot by Chris Madden. Oh, nice save. I thought that one was going in. Didn't you, Greg?
Absolutely. Looks as though he caught it off his right foot, bounced up off his shoelace,
like
and then went wide.
Getting the breaks here in the first half. This is a long pass. Pat Barry. Nice play by Joe Cosentino clearing the note. Pick the ball up.
Excellent play by Joe Cosentino.
Nice play by Chris Madden, changing hands. Oh, an excellent play.
Oh, he was fighting off everybody to get over that line.
Yeah, what did he beat? 3 men there, Greg.
Absolutely.
Chris Madden over to Chris Aronis. Chris Aronis bringing in the shot. Shot hard. Goal by Chris Aronis. It's number 55, Chris Aronis, senior captain. Last time Burlington played Bill Ricca, it was a big defeat. The Burlington's only goal of the game was again by Chris Aronis. He seems like he isn't afraid to shoot the ball. 4-1, not a bad score for halftime right now. Before halftime, hopefully Burlington will get a couple more.
Burlington goal by number 55, Chris Aronis. Aronis, 55, with the goal.
Taking the face-off right now will be junior midfielder Michael Scott.
That makes the score Austin 4, Burlington 1.
Beautiful night tonight for lacrosse, though. Burlington couldn't have picked a better night for it. You don't want it too hot, you don't want it too cold either.
It's an excellent night. I'll try to make an effort to pan the camera up into the sky and get you the skyline.
Oh, nice play by Pat Barry. That's a nice hit also. We'll go back in the box. Good defensive play. Austin picks up the ground ball. Mark Giannoni on defense against number 10. That's Austin's number 10, Hogan. He has a goal earlier in the game. Number 5. Oh, that was a nice spin shot by number 66. That's his second goal of the game. That's Austin attackman Nelson. He's a junior. Looks like Austin will be expecting good things out of him again next year. That'll be 5-1 now. Hopefully Burlington can put a quick couple in before the end of the half. Burlington can keep the same line of midfielders out there for the face-off.
Austin goal by number 55, Foley.
It was 66.
Check that. It was by number 66, Nelson.
Possession by Steve Yavanian.
5-1, Austin.
Freshman Steve Yavanian has the ball, brings it in the box. Over to junior Michael Skelton. Tell you, Burlington's been playing a lot of games during the week due to the bad weather at the beginning of the season. They've been playing 3 or 4 games a week. It's been taking a toll on the Burlington players.
How long is the actual season, Ted?
The season, I believe, runs from the 3rd week in March till the 1st week in June. I'm not sure on that.
How many games does that entail?
Burlington plays, I believe, a 16-game schedule.
That's significantly more than what the football team plays.
It's true. Burlington has 9 league games, and they play 7 non-league games. I believe it's 9 league games. They play, no, I'm sorry, it's 7 league games. They play 2 against Austin, 2 against Masconomet, 1 against Lexington, 1 against Bill Ricker, 1 against Winchester. That constitutes Division I North. The state is divided up into sections: Division I North, Division I South, Division I Central, and I think Division I West.
That's certainly a lot of different ways to cut the pie up.
There's not much time left in the half. The clock keepers came onto the field. Austin, a fast break situation. Oh, nice pass break. Oh, number 66 to number 10. It was a very pretty play.
That certainly was. That certainly looked like a recipe for a goal.
Moving the ball quickly is something that very important in lacrosse. Burlington didn't want them. Looks like they had a little mental breakdown at the end of the half.
Austin goal by number 10, Hogan.
I think that's Hogan's second goal.
By number 10, Hogan.
Another junior attackman.
And that makes the score Austin 6, Burlington 1.
Taking the face off now will be for Burlington will be senior midfielder Chris Madden. There's play on push. Austin will get possession for a loose ball push on Burlington. Austin Prep calls timeout. Hopefully, I think they're trying to maybe get one more goal in by the end of the half. Hopefully Burlington can stop them, maybe get one of their own.
Timeout, Austin.
Both teams seem to only use one of the timeouts during the first half.
How many is each team allotted for each half?
Each team's allotted 2 a half. They don't carry over. If you don't use them, they don't carry over. So usually coaches will try to use them.
You can see the temperature has dropped significantly since the game has started.
I think the players would actually favor that. No one really likes playing in very hot weather. Of course, no one likes playing in truly cold weather, but I think it's a nice night for lacrosse.
Sure is. Especially nice setting here at Burlington Varsity Field.
An excellent turnout for the game also, too.
Yeah, it looks like we got at least 100 or so.
Yeah, pretty good crowd for Varsity Field. Last year, Burlington at home game was held at Marshall Simons.
That's right.
I'm talking to some of the players from last year's game. They played at Brushfield, and they kind of complained about the visibility of the lights. Doesn't seem like it's a problem here tonight on Varsity Field with the field very well illuminated.
Absolutely. This is it's a new field compared to that field. These lamps are much brighter and newer.
Okay, Austin will take possession in the midfield. Senior defenseman Mark Giannoni's out playing very tough. Coach Beeble's calling him off now to play at the top of the box. Mark Giannoni playing him tough. Good, excellent defense by Mark Giannoni, keeping his feet well. Forcing a tough pass. Pat Barry on the man. Shot from outside. Nice save by Joe Cosentino. I'll tell you, 6 goals Joe Cosentino's let up, but he's made a lot of saves also.
Absolutely. Austin has had an incredible amount of shots on net.
And that's the end of the first half with the Austin Prep Cougars leading the Burlington Red Devils 6-1. Back to second half action here at Varsity Field. Varsity lacrosse game, Burlington High School versus the Austin Prep Cougars. We'll be joined now with Stephen Bevo, a 1984 graduate of Burlington High School, and a member of the last team for Burlington to qualify for the Division I state tournament. Burlington will start out with the first midline of 37 Brian School, 33 Mark Giannoni, and 55 Chris Ronas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to second half action with the score, Austin 6, Burlington 1.
Face-off's a big part of the game. Whoever gets possession usually seems to be the better team.
It's important that Burlington gets possession beginning of the first half here. Let's see what they can do.
Hopefully they can throw in a quick one. Loose ball situation right now. Loose ball push. It was pushed by Brian Segula, number 11, Jeff Caruso. Jeff Caruso against Burlington's last meeting in the 7-3 loss had 3 goals against the Red Devils. In Burlington's loss, Craig Landis had 2 goals and Chris Madden also had a goal. South the ball at the top of the box. Looks like Coach Bevo's putting a long stick midfielder on number 11, Jeff Caruso.
Wise move, a wise move. Top defense at the top of the...
Coach Bevo is very pleased with Mark Giannoni's plays. He's playing really tough and he's hustling really hard for Coach Bevo.
Okay, so that's 11, Caruso, over to number 66, Nelson. And behind to,
good scoring bid.
98, Sullivan.
Nice scoop by Scotty Emwack. They'll now have 10 seconds to clear the ball over the midfield line. Brian Segula with the ball.
And it looks like Burlington will be able to take it across half.
Brian Segula tripped up on the play. Kick the ball up by Chris Aronis. Boy will pick up possession.
And number 42.
Nice hustle by Bobby Segula, attack and try to get him on the ride. Austin settles the ball up nicely.
Okay, Hogan up top right.
Hogan already has 2 against Burlington, I believe, right now. Nice save by Joe Constantino.
And then whack.
Tell you, Steve, a big part
over half field.
A big part of the lacrosse game is after the shot, getting possession by the goalie with no rebounds or getting the ball